Apologies, Mother. I was unable to access my phone during my hectic workday. Did something occur?
At last, you've responded. Do you realize how long I've been anxiously waiting for your call?
I regret the inconvenience. But using my phone during work hours is challenging.
All right, let it be. I swung by your house today, Mary. Your laundry was out in the open, drying. Do you care to elucidate?
The weather was favorable, so I decided to air dry the laundry. It's known to be gentler on fabrics compared to machine drying.
That's not my point. Eric's shirts were riddled with creases. Do you even understand proper laundry handling?
That's unavoidable. The fabric of those shirts naturally wrinkles. It's a design choice, not a flaw.
Wrinkled fabric? Are you dressing Eric in such shoddy shirts?
Hey, Eric chose those himself. I didn't make the selection.
Enough with your excuses. Purchase him some decent shirts.
All right, I'll make sure to do that.
By the way, the dinner you prepared the other day. Do you even comprehend what seasoning is? It was tasteless, like eating air.
Really? Dad complimented it, and it happens to be Eric's favorite meal.
Can't you discern when someone's being polite? I'm stating the unsaid. It tasted as bland as hospital food. I'm healthy, I need flavorsome food.
I'll take note of that.
You've been married to Eric for 3 years, haven't you? You need to pick up my style of cooking. Perhaps some formal training would do you good.
Training?
I'm suggesting you need to learn the family's culinary style from me. It would be quite beneficial. Let's start the day after tomorrow.
I'm sorry, but I have work commitments.
What about the following day?
I'll be working that day too.
Really? You're always working, yet your earnings are modest. Why not focus on being a good homemaker before immersing yourself in work?
That would be ideal. But I'd like to secure some savings before starting a family.
Money comes after kids. You've yet to start a family. Aren't your priorities misplaced? Your housekeeping skills are wanting. And you're yet to have a child. You need to be an excellent wife before you aspire to be a commendable mother.
There's no need for such harsh words.
Then, act appropriately. I recall you have Sundays off. Let's start your homemaking lessons then.
All right.
Also, could you buy a lottery ticket when you come over? Actually, make it 30. Apparently, this lottery shop is quite lucky.
Yes, I've heard similar stories recently.
You should try your luck. Winning the lottery would be life-changing.
I'm not sure luck favors me that much.
That's even better. Use this opportunity to turn your fortune around. Perhaps fortune will favor a struggling woman like you.
I'll consider it.
Just remember to get my tickets. Since I'm going to the effort of teaching you to cook, consider the tickets as your contribution. Mary, have you returned home already?
Indeed, I just made it back.
Then you should have informed me immediately. Much gratitude for sharing your culinary expertise with me today. That's the sort of message I should have received from you.
Apologies. I did express my gratitude when I left the house, hence. I didn't think it necessary to do it again.
Sigh. It seems you still have a long journey to becoming a perfect spouse. You know what? Let's do some preemptive work.
Preemptive work?
Correct. It's essential for you to materialize the learning. Else you'll forget it right after my teachings. Make sure to get a notebook before our next lesson. Jot down everything from today's session and hand it to me. Also, make a note of your introspections. Not just on cooking, but also on the points I outlined about being a better wife.
Oh, understood.
No, you're still missing the mark. Here's where you respond, "Thank you for your wisdom, Master." Make sure to write that down too.
All right, I truly appreciate your guidance. I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, I just remembered an earlier query. Why have you not conceived yet?
It's essentially a matter of luck and timing. I don't know. I consider it a blessing for now.
Is that the only reason?
What are you insinuating?
Speak honestly to me. Don't pin this on bad luck as well. You don't have fertility issues, do you?
I don't believe so, but I've been regular with my gynecologist visits.
Something feels amiss. I read somewhere that illness can impede pregnancy. Could it be something like an STD?
What? That's a terrible joke. I am in perfect health. Stop with the insinuations.
I'm not entirely convinced. Since you're not intellectually gifted, your charm is your saving grace. Prior to Eric, you had quite a vibrant social life, didn't you? You aren't seeing another man from your workplace, are you?
Don't stereotype me based on my appearance. Could you refrain from belittling me? I am not that kind of person. You've got the wrong impression of me.
It isn't unusual for a housewife to stray. I often read about such incidents online. It's becoming increasingly common these days. You are aware of our country's staggering divorce rates, aren't you?
Enough. I would never indulge in such actions. Stop making assumptions about my character. You couldn't be more mistaken.
My apologies, I only asked out of concern. It's not like I'm trying to torment you. Don't misconstrue my intentions.
If you insist.
I didn't really intend to probe. It's just that the absence of a grandchild leaves a void. Everyone else parades pictures of their grandchildren, while I have none to display.
Regardless, such personal questions are unnecessary. Eric and I will have children when the time is right. We've discussed this.
I'm sure you have. Perhaps it's time to revisit that conversation. I'm not getting any younger. I'd love to hold my grandchild before I leave this world. If pregnancy continues to elude you, perhaps a medical consultation is in order. Consider exploring fertility treatments.
I get it. I'll revisit this topic with Eric.
That's more like it. He might be able to discern the true reason behind your reluctance to have children. Mary, have you wrapped up your tasks for the day? Remember not to burn yourself out. We need your energy for the wife class this Sunday.
Hey, Mom, what brings you here?
Actually, I wanted to extend my apologies. I was quite harsh with my words last time. Eric was extremely upset with me, even threatened to cease communication. I am filled with remorse.
No worries, Mom. You already expressed your regret. Eric said he will maintain basic interaction, so it's all okay.
I appreciate it. Having such a forgiving daughter brings me immense joy. Still, I was unnecessarily harsh.
Mom, are you okay? Your behavior seems quite altered. I am telling you, it's all right. If there's nothing else, I need to start cooking dinner, excuse me.
Hold on. There is something else, actually.
What's it?
Remember those lottery tickets I asked you to purchase? You confirmed that you bought them, right?
Yes, I bought a single ticket.
About that. The last thing Eric told me was that you won a significant sum from it. Considering our bond, I was hoping you could lend me some cash. Perhaps around $23,000. I have some debts to clear.
I knew it. There's no chance you'd be so considerate without a reason. Sorry, but I already spent it all. Therefore, I won't be able to lend you anything.
What? All of it's gone? That can't be. How did you manage to do that?
I used it the other day with Eric and your husband.
Why? Why wasn't I included?
We discussed your aggressive behavior. Your husband was involved as well. I was feeling quite low recently due to your relentless pestering. After the lottery win, we decided to go out and spend it all to lift my spirits.
But to exhaust all of it? That's unbelievable. What on earth did you purchase? Whatever my husband bought, I am going to sell it.
Mom, how much do you think I won?
The prize was a substantial amount. Surely more than $75,000, right? Didn't you mention to the neighbors about buying a house? So, it must be a sufficient amount for a house down payment, isn't it?
You're mistaken. We were merely joking about that. I only won about $390.
Just $390?
Yes. So, the three of us splurged that amount at an upscale steak restaurant.
What? A meager $390? Avoid making such ambiguous statements. People could misunderstand.
Seems like you're the one who misunderstood. I never claimed to have won the jackpot. I merely mentioned I won some money. Furthermore, even if I had won a massive prize, I wouldn't have lent you any. I have no obligation to, and frankly, I wouldn't lend you a penny considering your behavior towards me.
You're pretty arrogant for someone who won just a few hundred. I assumed if you won a substantial amount, you'd at least share a bit, but I was wrong. Oh, how I regret being nice to you. You're of no use to me.
You're not in a position to make such comments.
Enough. I see no point in associating with someone as insignificant as you. Do not reach out to me again. I do not wish to see you ever again. What on earth have you done? I can't fathom you disclosing my financial issues to my spouse.
All I did was inform Eric of what you shared with me. And you promised not to treat me this way again, yet here we are. Did you really believe he wouldn't find out eventually?
I was hiding it from him. He would have been oblivious if not for you. He's going to leave me now. Why would you do this to me?
Who can tell? It just slipped out of my mouth. It's not like I was explicitly told not to mention it.
You could have figured it out if you'd just considered it for a moment.
So, I'm a terrible person, huh? Sorry for that. But, didn't you say this is your second time falling into debt? You promised him you'd sign the divorce papers. If it happened again, it's your doing, isn't it?
It's not my fault. I had no other option. I needed funds.
Did you need or want them? It's a crucial difference. You used the loan to sponsor a young streamer, didn't you? You are the one seeking men online, you caused this mess.
How did you get wind of that?
Your dad gave me your laptop. He found no costly brand items at home, and was suspicious of your late-night activities on the computer. He wanted me to look into it.
There's nothing wrong with it. I was only supporting him. That's how these people earn a living.
But that doesn't justify falling into debt over it. It's mind-boggling. If you were earning and spending your own money, then maybe.
I'm not a caregiver anymore. I'm simply fulfilling my duties as a housewife. I have no interest in being lectured by someone like you.
I'm not criticizing your hobby. But incurring debt and concealing it from your spouse is problematic. Don't expect any assistance from us, we're siding with your dad on this.
Hold on. How about you persuade him to rethink the divorce? If you do, I'll forgive you.
You'll forgive me? I couldn't care less about whether you guys split or not. Given all the trouble you've caused me, I'm indifferent to your fate.
Why? Haven't I done a lot for you? I always make sure your place is okay. I even taught you cooking.
Ever heard of unwanted kindness? Neither Eric nor I requested it. I never asked you to teach me cooking. Especially with your overbearing attitude. You're doing this to have something to hold over us. I'm not naive.
You should value your mother-in-law. How can you be so heartless? Weren't you raised better?
If you want to be cherished, become someone worth cherishing. To me, we're strangers beyond being family. Did you ever treat me as if I was significant to you?
I have done so.
Really? That's news to me because I never felt it. As expected, we can't see eye to eye.
All right, all right. I'll strive to be a better mother-in-law. I won't say harsh words to you. So, help me out this one time. Convince him to reconsider our separation.
You've broken your promises to him and me. Why should I trust your words now?
I'll apologize sincerely. I deeply regret my actions. I am truly sorry.
Words are cheap.
With my husband shunning me, I cannot survive. I even agreed to forfeit my property rights if I fell into debt again. It's in writing.
It's disgraceful to repeat the same mistake after going through such a hardship. You're on your own to face the repercussions of your actions. So, refrain from contacting me. Eric will also block your number soon, so you won't be able to communicate with him either.
Hold on. Please, hear me out.
I wanted to share something with you.
What is it? I'll listen to whatever you have to say.
I'm expecting.
That's wonderful news. Congratulations. If that's the case, it's more important for me to stay with my husband.
No, I believe this happened because we knew we'd be distancing ourselves from you. Ever since I bought that lottery ticket, my luck has changed for the better. I think I got a second chance.
What do you mean by that?
The root of all my misfortune was you. So, keep your distance from now on. I've finally found happiness. The subsequent divorce of my in-laws resulted in my mother-in-law being thrown out of the house. She made attempts to complicate things, but the written agreement of her debts held validity. This made the divorce proceedings conclude relatively smoothly. To see my normally placid father-in-law so rattled, the person responsible must be largely deficient in basic human decency. My mother-in-law, devoid of home, funds and drowning in debts, attempted to intrude into our home. Unbeknownst to her, we were not present when she forced her way in. We had relocated to a new house amid the divorce proceedings of my in-laws. I never had an encounter with my mother-in-law thereafter. The new occupants of our previous residence were understandably upset when she tried to invade their home and, oblivious to our move, they ended up calling the police. Who wouldn't react that way? A sudden invasion by an irate stranger calls for police intervention. Sometime later, we received a call from her requesting us to stand as her guarantors. We refused without hesitation, so her subsequent fate remains unknown to us. After a short period, Eric's father liquidated his house and relocated to a condominium in our new neighborhood. As I am expecting, he has been a great help with chores like laundry and cooking. Such a wonderful father-in-law. With my main source of stress eliminated, I intend to devote myself wholeheartedly to raising our child within our cherished family. I don't recall any pleasant memories involving my mother-in-law, however. I must thank her for suggesting that I buy that lottery ticket.